Yo, what's good, everybody? How y'all doing? Definitely hope that y'all good. Some niggas is really just chilling. And in this video, bro, I kind of want to just get back to something I was previously speaking about before, and it's dealing with how everything we see in nature is actually a reflection of us, man. And one thing I'm gonna let y'all know, bro, is that as you rise and as you continue to move forward in your journey, it's important that you don't forget what you learned and where you came from. Like, don't get to the new level and forget what even got you there. Don't get to the new level, and now when adversity comes, you forget how you slayed and went through the last adversity. Don't forget what you've been through, bro. And don't forget what you've learned, dog. Because what you learned is not even for right now. Like what you're learning right now is not even for right now, bro. It's going to be for later on down the road. The things you learned previously is what you should be applying to the trials and tests you go through right now, bro. That's how I go, dog. And as I was kind of just reflecting within myself, one thing I was really remembering is about how everything in nature is actually a reflection of us, dog. Like, that's something that I had kind of came across and was aware of in school, and that realization kind of just came back to me also too. I was listening to a Midnight Mirage video, and on it, bro was speaking about how you have, I forget the exact person who it is, but whether it's like Ra Haruk or Hudi, and it's basically symbolizing your consciousness. So with the Egyptians, Ra Haruk or Hudi would travel in the darkness, and in the darkest hour of the night had to defeat and fight either Apep or Apophis. I forget the exact name. You should look it up and research it. But but you had a character that was going into the darkness and defeating a character, and then when the morning came, rose up again as a golden star or as a sun. And then immediately I just thought about how that's our consciousness. So really everything that the Egyptians and really all ancient cultures, a lot of the stories they're writing about, a lot of the hieroglyphics, they're actually speaking about our consciousness. They're speaking about things our consciousness will go through. They're speaking about changes that are in our consciousness. And they're speaking about the journey that our consciousness will have to go through, because darkness comes at different points in your life. But one thing is for certain is that you have some good days and you have some so-called bad days. And when you get to a certain point, you get into the middle point. But if you look at it, just like you had that sun that rises, the same thing goes for our consciousness, bro. Like, our consciousness gets tested, dog. Like, you always grow, but at every level, you always gonna get tested. And that test is a symbol of the dark night. You have to really become the light yourself, and that's what creates the next day. So you have that sun, and the sun represents your consciousness, and then the sun sets and the sun goes into darkness, and that represents you, who actually has to go into your own subconscious mind, bro. You actually got to go into your psyche, and you actually got to change yourself, bro. You got to go into these different houses. You got to go into these different dimensions of your mind and clear yourself and perfect yourself. You may have some false rulers. You may have some false archetypes of fear, some guilt shit, whatever is in you. You really supposed to be, as a consciousness and as the sun, you have to be the inner sun. Realize that you have an inner sun first, and then you have to go into your psyche and shine light in these dark areas, bro. Everybody talking about being a light being, but you have to really be the real light being, which is being the real light within you. There's a sun inside of you, and you have to get in touch with it and activate it, bro. And then use the powers of it to ascend yourself out of this darkness, bro. And this darkness is just ignorance. That's what the nighttime sky represents. This darkness is just ignorance, but then you see all those stars, and all those stars are our voices, whether it be your ancestors or whether it be archetypes of you, like who really speaks to you and actually guides you, bro. So like, once again, like, our consciousness is reflected in nature. So if you really want to know the answers, just always look to nature, bro. That's really what it can do. And it's a long time process. It's a lifetime process, maybe even lifetimes process. Though, though it's a journey that we really got to walk, So that's really what I wanted to get with y'all real quick. It's just that our consciousness is a reflection of nature, and nature really, nature is a reflection of our consciousness. These trees that we're seeing, the sun that's shining, the changes in the sun, the changes in the season and the environment, these are all reflections of how our consciousness goes through changes, bro. Like, for real, you just become aware of that, So that's that. And secondly, I want to speak with y'all about the trials and the isolations that you may have to go through as a young nigga when you really coming up, and the sacrifice, you know what I'm saying? Something I'm just noticing now is that you just certain things not gonna really be around you, bro, when you building. And those certain things is, of course, the things that everybody want, which is females and probably some money, and if you burn some weed or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? What I'm realizing, bro, is that when you and you don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. If you want to be regular, you can. If you want to be average, you can. And nobody gonna force you to be great, bro. You know what I'm saying? But for those who decide to initiate themselves, it's gonna be a lot of shit that you can't necessarily have because you gotta build, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the spirit might not necessarily really want you around too many of the women because you might get too focused on the vagina and not too focused on listening to the spirit and building whatever it is you're supposed to be building. Whether it's your own empire, whether it's an idea you have in your mind, or really just building a perfected self. Before you even trying to get with somebody else, before you trying to interact and get to know somebody else, you got to get yourself straight. And that's the factual shit, bro. And because when you really realize this shit, this universe is really magical. And I'm going to get with y'all on that too. Like, everything we've been told is really a lie, man. Like, you gotta realize who is in control, man. Like, when you think you're a human, then you gonna do some human shit, bro. You gonna try to do some shit with your hands. You gonna try to do some physical shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta realize that when you actually realize who you are as a being, bro, this universe works off of your mind, bro. Like, so I know I previously in one of the videos I was speaking about how when you a real nigga, bro, you really don't really supposed to be working for these females now. The females really just come to you. You just stay on your square and you naturally attract them. Like, they really just be so turned on by you that they naturally give themselves to you, which is how it's supposed to go. And this is happening when you as a man are in your proper nature, bro. You emitting your natural masculine light, bro. That's when the real females naturally come to you and they give themselves to you. Like, niggas is not supposed to actually be working. The only work is changing yourself and rebuilding yourself, bro, and getting the empire and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so with that, I've been realizing how you don't gotta work, bro. The only work is changing your consciousness and your psyche, bro. And as you change your consciousness and psyche, you're gonna be able to better maneuver through this world. So, I mean, of course you're gonna have to work. Of course, you're going to have to do some labor, build some things. You're going to have to put together some business plans. You're going to have to do some paperwork. You're going to have to work, but y'all don't really got to work like y'all thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just realizing that a lot of these doors actually open up for you as you think about them, and then you got to walk through them, bro. This is how this shit really goes, bro. It's different levels to this shit, and it's different. Everybody is living in a different reality. We're all in the same reality, but we're all living in a different reality, bro, because it's based off of you and based off of your perception. It's based off of your consciousness. Certain people know this magic and certain people know these secrets and others don't. And this is really who determines who gets successful or not. It's not about who has the most money. Because these people have billions of dollars, but they're not successful, man. They got a mansion, but they're not successful. They're married, but they're not successful. They have a college degree, but they're not successful. They're popular, but that don't really mean you're successful, but that's awesome. Material shit, because if you ask me, success is when the inner voice is accepting of the being that is witnessing, to be honest. Because these people got money, but they'll tell you that they don't feel they still have insecurities. You know what I'm saying? So if you ask me, success is really being the perfected being and you just completely accepting yourself. And that's where the real freedom is at. That's the only way you'll ever get free, my nigga. This is the only way you will ever get free, my nigga. You ain't gonna never get free through the weed. You ain't never gonna get free through these hoes. You ain't never gonna get free through no physical shit, bro. The only way you ever gonna be free is when you fully accept yourself, bro. And I'm talking about mentally and consciously, because we still gotta deal with this physical shit on the earth as far as living in this white society, or no, I won't even say white, but living in this so-called European society. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying, you're going to get certain looks, certain jobs you may not get access to. So we are still in a degree of physical restriction. You know what I'm saying? But right now, we got to get mentally free. And probably as we get mentally free and spiritually free, a lot of these physical chains is going to just drop down, because the spirit will just speak to you. A lot of these things don't even really need to be spoken over the YouTube. You just need to get free and you're going to figure out the message, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? But these is really just a couple of things that I just wanted to drop with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Nigga just on the same shit, to be honest, man. But I'm really just getting on it even deeper, bro. You know what I'm saying? Same heartbreaks, going through the same trials, coming up. Thinking you might get with a female, but it really don't really work out. But I really been realizing that it's all in divine order, because in each heartbreak, I get more confident. In each heartbreak, I really get closer to seeing and accepting my real value. In actuality, I'm realizing that me, myself, I'm the real nigga. These females would be privileged to be with a nigga like me, to be honest. It ain't the other way around. There's plenty of beautiful females, you know what I'm saying? But it's not really many niggas like me. You know what I'm saying? I'm the prize, man. And I really been realizing and knowing that. You know what I'm saying? Nigga been getting on a whole nother level, and that's why I really don't even really be making the videos like that. Cause I'm just focused on really building and getting my shit straight, to be honest, bro. Like, if y'all really look at it, a lot of my videos before, that was me as a young nigga speaking, and a young nigga was figuring this shit out. Young nigga was putting his puzzle pieces together, bro. And now this nigga done evolved and went to another level. So I'm still the same young nigga, really. I'm still the young nigga, but I'm getting more confident, bro. And I'm seeing the real truth, bro. A lot of the shit I was speaking about, bro, I'm now living in that shit, bro. I'm actually doing this shit, man. Really don't got too many friends or too many people around me. But that's just the way it goes, to be honest, bro. Because a lot of people, one thing I'm gonna tell y'all before we end is that a lot of the people you're around, but they're not gonna make that jump. You know what I'm saying? And you know who they are, bro. A lot of the people that I was around, they was never gonna make that jump, bro. And I'm realizing, and I think I made a video. I don't know if I posted it or not, but a lot of times you don't even be getting your success because you don't be in your proper nature. You don't be emitting your proper vibe. Like, one thing, like, a lot of them niggas that you're around, but they not really bosses, bro. Because there really are a few bosses, and a lot of the bosses fly solo, and we link up with the other bosses that we know. But, you know what I'm saying, like, the real bosses, they don't think in group consciousness, bro. Like, a lot of these niggas, they not gonna really make that move to become a boss, bro. They not gonna really boss up, dog, to be honest, bro. And I had to realize that shit. And I realized it more and more as I stepped further and further away from them and closer into myself, dog. You know what I'm saying? And now that I'm stepping closer into myself, I'm meeting more people who is on the same flow. People who we already know what's up. You know what I'm saying? So y'all niggas, man, everybody just gotta continue to ascend. That's what I'm tell y'all on every video, bro. You always gotta evolve and get in touch with yourself, bro. Like, niggas gotta build and really get on this shit. The white people gonna continue to do what they do. They gonna get crazier and crazier. It's gonna be more distractions, and to be honest, they gonna kill more and more of y'all. They gonna kill more and more of us. That's just what they gonna do, bro. That's just what they gonna do, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? But the best thing you can do in these times is focus on yourself and build your spiritual temple up as best as possible. Make sure you physically straight. Get some money in your pocket. That way you can eat. That way you got a roof over your head. But the focus is building your spiritual temple up, bro. Because that's what we here to do right now, dog. That's just what we're here to do, y'all. So it's really respect, but just don't forget these things, man. Never forget what you learned about in the previous stages, because that's what you're supposed to use right now. Always listen to what the spirit tell you, and just realize that what we see in nature is actually a reflection of us. Like, this world is an illusion. The real truth is you, man. You are the real reality, bro. And this reality we see out here is just a reflection of that, man. And when you can really realize that, bro, that's when a lot of the success comes, man. And just one thing, too, I'm going to just tell y'all with that women shit. Like, the women going to be there, to be honest, bro. And it's important for you as a young nigga to really know this shit. Because that's one thing that a lot of niggas fail on, bro. Like, plenty of niggas get the knowledge. Plenty of niggas get XYZ. But a lot of niggas fail with this women shit. And I'm still even seeing how a lot of brothers don't really want to accept the savage truth of how the women never really even fucking with just you. A lot of niggas don't want to accept that, but that's just the way it goes, bro, to be honest. Like, that's just the way it goes. And then I'm seeing, though, when you just be you, like, the spirit can cook up the right type of female for you, but this comes when you get on your purpose and after you go through your journey. My nigga Chad said that about how the female don't really come until after you go through the odyssey and the journey. And that's facts right there, bro. So it's important for you to realize and know and accept these things, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So y'all already know what it is, man. Continue to evolve and elevate, bro. Like, boss up. And be as powerful as possible, dog. It's respect.